Wednesday, second grade, and we have math to tackle next. So today in math, we're taking that awesome knowledge where we were adding tens using our mental math. We're taking our skills of adding tens and we're gonna build on it, create another tool in our mental math toolbox. So get ready to bring in your adding 10 skills and to build our mental math toolbox. Okay, let's check out our learning goal for this wonderful Wednesday. It says, I can solve two-digit problems by using my knowledge of adding tens. So today, second grade, we're just gonna focus on addition because tomorrow we'll focus on subtraction with the same strategy. So we're gonna be solving two-digit problems today. That means when a two-digit number is getting added to another two-digit number. Sometimes these might look a little complicated or we don't know how to solve them, but we do. We have our knowledge of adding tens, which is what we've been working on. I talked about way at the beginning of the year, long ago, that adding tens is one of the simpler problems we can use to solve bigger equations. If we're looking at a complicated problem, we want to break it down to add the tens and then work our way back up. Because adding the tens is something we can really quickly do in our heads with all our awesome place value skills. So today, we're going to be working on a strategy, adding it to our math toolbox to solve two-digit problems by adding tens and then working our way up to the answer. So you'll see what I mean in just a second. But first, my friends, can we take a look at this number line? On this number line, I want you to just focus on the number 10. We've been using this skill to just quickly add 10. 10 more than, 10 less than. We can quickly add a 10 to most numbers that we see. We just have to add those tens together. But what if we didn't want to just quickly add a 10? We wanted to add 11. You might get a little confused, but you don't have to. We can use our knowledge of adding tens. 10 and 11 are right next to each other on the number line. 11 is just one more than 10. Since they're so close together, we could break this apart by adding 10 to a number and then just adding one more, because it would be the same as adding 11. We could quickly add our 10 instead and then just make the jump and add one more to get an answer of adding 11. And today, this is how we're going to use our place value knowledge. We're going to add the tens and then jump up one more on the number line to add an even bigger equation. But maybe we don't want to add 11. We want to add 9 instead. But we can still use the same skills. We notice that 9 and 10, they're right next to each other on the number line. 9 is only one less than 10. So what we could do, since I recognize they're so close, we can still add 10 to a number. We can add 10 and then just count backwards. Count down one less, because that would be like we were adding 9 instead. So we could quickly add those tens in our head, something we can do right away, and then just count down one less to get adding 9. We can do this since we know 9 is just one less, and they're right next to each other on the number line. So this is how we're going to use our knowledge today to add even bigger equations. Adding a 10 and either jumping up one more or going down one less to open up the possibilities of all the great equations we can solve. Okay, can you get out got a whiteboard so we can go ahead and try out our skills. A whiteboard or a piece of paper, but I want you to be writing down the equations we're working with and maybe even writing down the answers before we get to them. You never know. Okay, so we are going to tackle our first question, 48 plus 21. Oh, we've got 2 digits and 2 digits. This might look a little big, but we all have the skills to solve it. So my friends, the number 21 is right here on our number line. 21. I recognize that 21 is actually really close to 20. They're just one apart. So if I want to break this problem down and make it simpler for myself, I could first just add 20 to 48. So we're just going to add that tens number that's really, really close. 48 plus 20. We're just going to go ahead and add our tens since we know we can do that mentally. My friends, what is 48 plus 20? All we have to do is add that tens place. So we've got 4 tens plus 2 tens. How many would we get? 4 tens, you're going to add 2 of them. How many would we have in total? 6 tens. You would have 6 tens all together. So our answer would be 68, of course, because of our ones, 68. So we were able to start solving our bigger equation by just going ahead and adding 20, just adding 2 tens. Now that we've added our tens, a simpler equation, we just need to add 1 more. From 20 to 21, it's just 1 more. We just want to count up 1 to get our final answer. So my friends, we have to take where we're at, 68, and just add 1 more to add this 21. We already added 20, so we're going to go ahead and add just 1 more. So what would our answer be? 68 plus 1. That would be 1 more than 68. Count up. That would be 69, of course. 68 plus 1 equals 69, which, with our 2 steps, 48 plus 21 equals 69 as well. We solved this bigger equation in our heads. We only had to look at our number line and break it down. We first added 2 tens, that nearest tens number, and then just added 1 more. Since 20 and 21 were just right next to each other on the number line. We were able to solve this in multiple steps and get to an answer of a 2-digit bigger equation. Okay, can you reset your board? And let's check out adding 19 instead. Okay, Super Scholars, we're still going to work with 48, but this time we're going to add 19. This one might look a little more confusing, but we all can do it. 48 plus 19. Let's take a look. We have 19 right here on our number line. 19. I know 20 is really close to 19. They're just one next to each other. And I can quickly add my tens. I know my place value knowledge. So I'm going to solve a simpler equation first by adding 20 to 48. Just quickly adding 20. So my friends, we already solved this. What is 2 tenths. It was 68 exactly. We added 2 tenths. 4 plus 2 equals those 6 tenths. So since we were able to add 20 instead, since it was so close, we still just want to add 19. We went a little too far when we added 20, so we want to count 1 less. We want to count down in order to just add 19. We want to count 1 less. So what would that be, my friends? To go from adding 20 to adding 19, what would be 1 less? 68 minus 1. What would that be? Can you count down 1? 67. 67. We counted down 1 from that tens answer we found. So my friends, 48 plus 19 is 67. Exactly. We used the steps. We used our mental math skills and broke it down into adding 10 and then finding 1 less. And we were able to solve 48 plus 19. This is one of the awesome strategies we can use to build our mental math knowledge. Remember, mental math means we don't have to write anything down when we're solving these equations. We've worked our brain using our previous skills to be able to solve these problems in our heads. Okay, let's go for our next round of solving. So can you erase your board? And let's check it out. But we gotta give ourselves a break for all our awesome hard work. So come on, you know the drill. Stand up out of your seats, push it nicely in that chair, and get ready for our this or that. Okay, about apples. Would you rather eat just apple slices? If so, you're going to do those 5 lunges. Or do you like applesauce? If so, you're going to do 5 squats. How do you like your apples? Just sliced or as applesauce? What would you pick? I really like both, but I'm going to go with apple slices. So I'm going to do 5 lunges. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job working those legs. Shake it out, shimmy, shimmy. Awesome. And back to your whiteboard you go. Okay, next round. Our problem is 77 plus 21. 77 plus 21. So my friends, I don't want to add 77 plus 21. Let's make it simpler for myself. I notice where 21 here is on the number line. What is a tens number? A simpler number that's really close to it. 21 is close to what 10? Our 20, of course. 21 is really close to 20, and we can add these 2 tens really quickly in our heads. So we want to solve this simpler equation first of just adding 20. So what would that be, Super Scholars? 77 plus 20 equals what? You would have 7 tenths, and you're going to add 2 more. 7 plus 2 equals 9 tenths, but 90. 97, of course. 77, we added 2 tenths, and we got 97. But we're not quite done yet. We only added 20. We just added 2 tenths. But we, in fact, want to add 21. So we need to add 1 more. We only added 20, but we actually want to add 21. So we need to keep going and add 1 more. So what would that be? We're at 97, but if we want to add 1 more, what would we get? 97, can you count up 1? We would get 98, of course. 1 up the number line would be 98. So what would our final equation be? 77 plus 21 is 98, exactly what we saw down below. And we were able to break it apart. We added the tens and then added 1 more. Since we know 21 was just 1 more than 20. Awesome, awesome. Okay, let's go check out how we can add 19 to this number. So reset. Okay, this time second grade, we're gonna take 77 and add 19 instead. How can we add 19 mentally in our heads? What do you notice about the number 19? It's really close to a simpler number we could add. 19 is really close to what 10's number? 20, of course. 19 is right next to 20 on the number line. And we, using our mental math skills, can quickly add 20 since all we have to add is 2 tenths. So do you remember what that is? 77 plus 20. Add 2 tenths. What did we get? 7 plus 2? That was 97 exactly. 77, 87, 97 are 2 tenths. But we didn't want to add 20. We wanted to add 19. So how can we get there? We notice that 20 is right here on our number line, but 19 is 1 less. We only wanted to add 19, so we have to count 1 less than when we added 20. We went too far, but we need to go backwards for 19. So if we want to count 1 less than what we already have, what would our answer be? We've added 20, now count down 1 less. 97 minus 1. We're counting back down. What would that be? 97, 90, 96. Good job. So what's our final answer? 77 plus 19 equals 96, of course. Good job. So this tricky problem became a mental math skill because we recognized we could add 20 first and then count 1 less to just add 19. We were breaking it down for ourselves to make it simpler by using knowledge we already know. Good, good job. Okay, we're going to keep some practice. So, can you erase your board? Let's see what we got next. So, we've got 23 plus 61. 23 plus 61. How can we solve this? We're now adding 61. But we don't need to freak out because we can use skills we already have. So, if we're taking a look 61 on our number line. 61. What do you notice is really close to 61 and is a simpler tens number that we so love? What's really close to 61? Our 60, of course, exactly. So in order to add 61, we can start by adding 60. Since that's simpler, all we need to add is 6 tenths. And we can do that in our heads. So second grade, we're going to add 23 and 60 together. All we need to do is add our 6 tenths. What would we get? 23 plus 6 tenths. 2 plus 6. 2 tenths plus 6 tenths. How many would we have? 8 tenths. So our final number would be 83. Good job. 83. That's what happened when we were able to add 66 tenths. Are we done though? No, we're not done. We actually wanted to add 61. Right now we added 60, but 61 is just one more. So we need to actually find one more than adding 60. So let's go ahead, Super Scholars. We're going to add 1, count up 1. And what would our answer be? 83, 1 up would be 84, because we would just find one more. So, 23 plus 61 is 84. Good job. That was our answer. And we took it in little steps. We noticed 61 is really close to 60, so we added our 6 tens instead, and then just added one more as our last step to get all the way up to 61. Awesome. Okay, so let's flip it and see what happens when we have to add 59 instead. So reset and let's see what you got. Okay, so now we're still going with 23, but we're gonna add 59. Ooh, this one looks a little intimidating, but it's not, because we got the skills. 23 plus 59. So, Super Scholars, if we think about where 59 is on our number line, what's really close to 59 that we would think is way simpler? What's really close to 59? 60, of course, that really simple tens number that we know so well. So instead of adding 59, we can add 60 to make it simpler for ourselves since they're so close. We can again just add 6 tenths. So do you remember what that was? 23, 2 tenths, plus 60 are 6 tenths. What was that answer? 2 tenths plus 6 tenths? 83, exactly, 83. So we still just added those 6 tenths, 60. But did we want to add 60? No, we wanted to add 59, which we can keep doing. 59 and 60 are right next to each other. 59 is 1 less than 60. So since we went past, we added 60. In order to find 59, we have to count backwards. Find 1 less. Count down in order to just add 59. So, from adding 60, what would 1 less be? We want to go backwards. 1 less. 83 minus 1, count down, what would it be? 82. We counted down 1 less, 82. So, 23 plus 59 is 83, exactly. We found that answer by adding our tens and then finding 1 less. Going backwards on our number line, finding 1 less. Okay, second grade, this is the strategy we are using to build our mental math toolbox by looking for the tens in a problem. If we can add the tens and then work from there, it will make us simpler for ourselves and grow the possibilities in our mental math knowledge. Finding the tens is always a key. So now let's check out your dojo worksheet, where today on Wednesday, you're going to show me what you know in mental math. Okay, here is your dojo worksheet for today. You've got 3 sets of problems. If they're in a box, they're all related to each other, and I want you to solve them together. This worksheet is titled Find a Simpler Tens Problem, which is our goal, our tool to solve those bigger equations, find a tens problem. So you're going to solve the 2-digit equations by adding a tens number first. The first equation on each of these boxes is you adding the tens. 67 plus 20, 2 tens. 28 plus 50, 5 tens. 56 plus 40, 4 tens. So this first equation of every box is what you're going to use to solve the others. 67 plus 21. Here's your clue. Remember, we have to find 1 more. Since 21 is 1 more than 20. Or if you're trying to solve 67 plus 19. Here's your clue. 1 less. We need to then count down 1 because 19 is 1 less than 20. So you're going to be using that near tens problem to solve your other 2 problems as well. And you've got the clues on the side, whether you need to find 1 more or find 1 less of your tens problem in order to solve. So your tens problem is your ticket to solve the other problems on this page by using your clues of 1 more or 1 less. If you need to draw a number line, just like we did in lesson, then you are totally more than welcome to draw a number line. This can be your tool as you're working up to mental math. Use a number line if you need to keep track in order to help you build the skills you need for mental math. A number line can totally accompany you today. This is just one strategy we can use to solve these awesome problems, but it's the strategy I need you to practice today to build more tools in your math box. Okay, let's get started, and I can't wait to see what you got.